music were not a thing.
Yeah.
That's the importance of my story, is that I didn't want to do art. I didn't want to do music. And I think, again, that's what sets the nonprofit apart.
Yeah.
But man, I used to doodle a lot because I was like, I got 22nd in my class, which sounds good until you know the actual number.
22nd in my class. Is that good or is it bad? I don't know.
I know. Usually I don't tell them how big my class was. So I just say 22nd in my class. Or, oh, that must be good.
Oh, that's pretty good. Out of what, 600, right? No, out of 22.
But part of that was intentional because I knew I was joining the Marine Corps. Well, I didn't know at first. I knew I was joining the military.
Yeah.
My dad's one of 11. Army, Navy, Air Force, nobody Marine Corps, but like all of his brothers served in some form of fashion. My 3 older siblings never even made it out of high school. They went to drugs, alcohol, never graduated. I was the youngest of 4.
Oh, wow.
And so I grew up around that. And I was just like, so 2 main reasons I was going to the military. One, because it was a family history of it. And I just had this sense of I want to serve the way that my dad did. And I just read all about it. And then, but my siblings weren't being successful. And honestly, even my dad and everyone else weren't successful. A lot of drunks, alcoholics, like nobody, most of them, we grew up in food stamps. Most of them never succeeded. Out of all my siblings, like uncles and aunts, nobody succeeded.
Yeah.
So at very young age, probably 7 or 8, I said, you know what? They all drink or do drugs. I'm not going to drink ever. And to this day, I've never even tasted alcohol, which is probably the only Marine you'll ever meet that's never even tasted it.
Really?
Yeah, never tasted beer. I don't know what beer tastes like.
Wow.
But it was intentional because I knew I had to get out of that town.
So was that more of like an intuitive thing where you're like, I don't want to be like those people that I saw, obviously their lives were falling apart?
Yeah, and that's where the one superpower I think I had was to be able to understand that so young. I think that's how I was able to build the programs the way I do. When I get in those later, you'll probably be like, well, how'd you come up with that? I think it's because I'm always taking in this information around me and I'm putting it out in different ways, like thinking about it differently. And when I saw that, I was just like, okay, they're all not successful. They all have these 2 things in common. Maybe if I strip away these 2 things, I'll be successful.
Yeah.
And so it started like that. So growing up in high school with a bunch of people trying to get me to drink, and then obviously when I joined the Marine Corps, people tried to make me drink too.
Oh, sure.
It was bad.
I bet.
But in 2000, so I graduated high school in 2003, but I still didn't know. It was probably 2001 when I decided I was going Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Like that's when I was kind of up in the air of going through high school, just being like, I had this Army recruiter, this Marine Corps recruiter, and I was like, I want to probably be a Marine because I just, the feud, the proud, all that. And then 9/11 happened, and that's when I just said, I'm going to be a Marine. I'm just going to go in, infantry, Marine, first person overseas. I was 17 at the time when I decided that, and I went to my mom, said, I'm going to go sign up to be a Marine. And she's like, no, you're not. We're not going to sign the papers for you. I said, well, they have this thing called the DEP program, right?
Yeah, the delayed entry program.
Delayed entry program.